Hi, I'm Zena, and I've got something to show you. Yes, I got these. These are fabrics from Laundry Basket Quilts, and it's a FabricClub. And I'm going to show you how I starched these to get ready to cut. So I'm here in my bathroom because this is where I'm going to do the starching to prepare my fabrics. This is the best method I like to do. I don't like to make a really big batch, so what I do is I take 1 cup of this Sta-Flo into a cup of water, get this out of the way, and then I'll just stir it. And I like to use warm water because I'm going to pour this on these fabrics. And the warm water helps to open up the fibers in the cotton fabric. So I'm just going to pour some in. And then I like to start rolling it. I don't like to put too much in because I just don't want to overuse, have too much. I don't want too much of the fabrics when I'm done. I don't want them dripping wet. I know that usually you do have them just sopping wet, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's okay if it does get that way. But because I am gonna hang these, I just don't want a lot of drip. So what I'll do is I'll roll them. Start to roll the fabric together because I want to disperse all of that starch. So you see little areas like where the starch hasn't hit. That's not going to be a problem. Because now I'm going to open back up, see how much more I have to go. And I do have a lot more to go, but I like to do this because I just don't want this huge mess. Alright, now for the areas. See, now I think I'll make another batch of my, oh, I have more, never mind, I don't have to. Alright, usually I can figure out how much I need. So I open a few up, and then pour some more again. Just smush this in. It just feels like a mild soapy water. Flip them over just to see if I can get more in. I don't think I made enough. Then I like to tip my tray back and forth. I know this seems like way too much, but doing this now, I'm not going to have to pick up the starch can later, and that's what I care about. So I mostly have, this is actually really good. So if I got a lot of areas, or a little bit of an area that I feel didn't get enough, I'll just add more water. Just get it moist, and it'll be fine. So here's some more. See, that just kind of hanging off. And I can just flap it over. Play with it again. Make some noise. Alright, so now here we are. Okay? I'm doing this with the white fabrics only because these fabrics really never seem to bleed. They're by Andover for laundry basket quilts. And anyway, so I'll try and do this one-handed. So how I do this is instead of just having them drip dry, all right, this is one-handed, okay? I am going to stick it to the wall. I know, this is crazy. Hold on, just a second. There we go. Okay, whoops. Okay. There we go. This looks terrible, but anyway, I stick these to the wall. Smooth it down. Now my walls are painted with semi-gloss paint. And there's about 4 coats on, so I can do that. You could do this on tile. I think you could do this on mirrors. Maybe even if you've got a garage door that's plastic. All right. So anyway, what happens is I let this dry. God, I wish I hadn't picked a white piece of fabric. The air bubbles don't really matter. It's okay if there's some. It's not that big a deal. So anyway, once this dries, I pull it right off the wall, and it's like paper, and it's really stiff. And then I press it just a little bit and cut it, and it doesn't make my fabric fray so much. My pieces fray a lot. There you go. So here's a piece I just stuck to the wall. It's on semi-gloss paint. But anyway, so I just smooth it out. And let it dry. And then when it's ready, I pull it off. And I cut it up. But if you have pieces of fabric that you just want to put on the wall, it works. It will stay until you peel it off. So, and it hasn't damaged the walls. Actually, I have one line of fabric in here, and it was like a lot of fun. But anyway, this is down in my studio, so it's not like I have company that coming in here. So this will just take maybe just a few hours, 4 or 5 hours to dry. And then it peels right off. So it's a real old-fashioned way of starching and preparing your fabrics. And I'd rather do this instead of that darn can starch that I always, break the top off when it's brand new. Or I just spend so much time reaching to spray that starch, and sometimes I use it and it's flaky, but this stuff, Sta-Flo, man, it's awesome. Take care. Hi everyone, this is what it looks like once I've got the fabric starched and sticking to the walls and they've dried the next day. It only takes about maybe 4, 5, 6 hours for them to dry. That's on the back of the door. That one's on tile. I recommend only if you've got like a slick surface to stick the fabric to. But what's awesome is once you peel it off, this is better than hanging, okay? Because once you peel it off, it just is nice and flat. You hear that? It's stiff. It's almost like this fabric got a little thicker. But this is my favorite part. Pulling them off. There's another one. And see the air bubble, because it doesn't matter. You can look right at this fabric here. I'll try and put it in the light. It's so nice and flat. You really do not need to iron this after I do this. But one of the other great things I've noticed about doing my fabrics like this, pairing them like this with the Sta-Flo Starch, is that the pieces stay nice and flat. See, that's just a piece of scrap. This is double layered, so you can stick 2 pieces on. I don't recommend massive yardage, but I've done at least 2.5 yards hanging before. There's the last one. And as you can see, down here is just threads. And then wipe off very nicely. Anyway, I love the results of my, with cutting. I love the results of quilt when I've used Sta-Flo Starch. I don't reach for my spray starch anymore. And it was a hassle when I did use it. So anyway, that's how I get my fabric ready. Take care.